Hey, and we came on a lot faster than I expected we would. So welcome back to Tyman on Tap. This is another fun-filled episode. We had some four lovely guests that we're about to introduce. What camera am I looking into, too? I should probably would have found this out before. Went on here. All right. Okay. Done moving. All right. Good. So this is February 19th. It is. This is the second to last week in February of my show. We got another fun-filled episode next week. We're gonna have more and more fun-filled guests for the next thing. Make sure you check out the Facebook page. Alan, do you have the link to the Facebook page?
No.
All right. Do you have the hashtags? How did you lose the hashtags? You had them last week. All right. Hashtag Tyman on Tap. And do we have any other stuff that we could promote? No. WPA. Nobody's gonna use that. See, it's Online. Online doesn't have a capital L in it. All right. Lovely production value of Hogan Access Television. Call it at 203-265-6310. You know the number by now. This is Tyman on Tap. It was 2014. We're doing this in 2010. We're gonna keep on doing it. Maybe we'll stop being on air. Maybe they'll throw us off. Who knows? So, Alan, what do you want to tell the lovely audience about the upcoming shows that we got going on?
Okay, so upcoming shows we have coming on. Next week we have the con. It's a Comic-Con, but it's like a QuinnyCon. Thank you.
QuinnyCon.
Yep, QuinnyCon. And that's all I know.
Do we have anybody else booked?
We have a lot of people booked, but I'm still getting with Olivia on the booking and checking and all that.
All right, so is there a previous? So can people find our previous aired episodes online yet?
Yes, they can. If they go, let me pull up the bottom here. If you guys go over to TymanOnTop.AlanBillings.com, which Tyman's too lazy to port forward the web address to.
It's not port forwarding. That's not the correct terminology.
If you go to TymanOnTop.AlanBillings.com, you can see all the latest episodes, including this episode, which will be on in probably like 2 days when I get around to actually uploading it. So, but you can see all our past episodes with Bobby O. Great episode with Bobby O. That I was actually teaching Tyman how to interview in the show.
All right, so let's introduce our guest then. So why don't we just go from left to right or right to left? I'm dyslexic, so I can't tell which way, but one way or the other. Just introduce yourselves.
All right, I'm Steve Rand. I'm a director of the film that we're going to be discussing tonight.
Okay.
All right, and I'm Sarah Paprocki. I play a part in this show. What's got going on? Short.
Jacob Scheider, another actor.
Matthew Kassar, I am also one of the actors.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're the director. So what's the name of your movie? Just let everybody know.
It's called The Hollow Waltz. Okay. It's a web series.
All right, so it's a web series.
Yeah, we're eventually going to make a condensed short for like film submission.
Okay.
But right now we're doing it as a web series. So.
All right, awesome. So so how are you? So have you done a web series before, or what?
Well, I have history with productions,
yeah.
But I've never done one of this scale by myself in a crew like this. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So did one day you just woke up and like, man, YouTube needs another TV show. It's gonna be mine.
Right, like it needs more.
Yeah.
But no, it was more of a personal thing. I was just like, I've always wanted to make a film that kind of is dealing with the content and material that we are, like crime caper stuff, and I decided that I was going to write it, and I got a producer on board who's awesome, Ashley Kay. Yep, and she has just made it so much easier to pull this off, and so yeah. So basically, without that, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
So how did you meet your producer then?
We went to school together.
Okay.
Actually,
where did you go to school?
University of Hartford.
Okay.
Hartford Art School there. So yeah, we met. She's a painting major, I believe.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Matt.
Yep, she is painting major.
Yep. Since the beginning. Yeah.
I can actually see him.
Yeah.
I have to look out.
He's over there. Yeah.
Next time I'm going to make my guests sit in order of height so I can just look over and see everybody.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's we met there just through doing different shows and mutual respect of just like great art, So
So, all right. So you have this idea. You get a producer. How did you meet your crew?
Basically, Matt has helped so much with that. Basically, they were all in the Run Fair together.
Yeah,
or
at
knew
the,
people that were in the
Inception,
Run Fair.
not me, but
Yeah,
basically everyone else was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah knew Jacob, right? Is that how that
Yeah.
Yeah,
happened?
Sarah found me.
Yeah. So basically, through the grapevine, we all just kind of came together.
So the Red Fair. So the Connecticut Red Fair.
Yep, Connecticut Renaissance Fair. Sarah and I were actors in the fall production.
Oh, so do you guys know John Desolates?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Why? What is he doing it?
When this was like 5 years ago. He moved out to LA, but he was in it. He did like sword fighting stuff.
Cool.
Oh.
Just this year.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we just
Was my
started this
first
year.
time,
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's gone. But yeah, he's living the dream, working customer support for League of Legends in LA. I
Oh,
guess.
that's cool.
Oh, cool.
I guess.
That's what you're into.
Yeah,
Job,
it's
he has a job.
yeah. Jobs are good.
That's
Jobs are good.
So yeah, let's talk about that. So is this like your full time job, or do you actually do other things to support yourself?
Yeah, I have to. You know, it's definitely a passion project right
Yeah.
now for all of us. I feel, and basically, I'm a freelance artist designer. I do that mostly to pay the bills. But this is
So I'm noticing a
Yeah.
theme here. Like you're talking, you're making a film,
yeah.
but your education, your background seems like everybody's in art, like the more
Yeah.
the traditional art forms.
Yeah. Well, University of Hartford is it's very traditional in that sense,
Yeah.
and I was part of the new media program, which is like they just starting to put money into that.
Okay.
And it's all technology, video, so on and so forth,
Yeah.
and so I had that background, but mostly everyone I know and comes from a traditional fine art background, and if you see the film, you can see it's based in the art world, or has.
Why
has
don't we
some
give a
feeling.
synopsis of the film of your work so people can
Okay,
understand what we're
yeah.
talking
The Hollow Waltz, it's basically it takes place in the city called Frog Hollow, which is kind of a mesh of Hartford and Boston
Okay.
together, and it's basically about the Jacob's character Colin, who is an art forger. And basically, everything's gonna start catching up to him. Like his past, his dealings, and whatnot are gonna start to, come into play, and it's just following him and how he deals with that. So
That's interesting. That's cool. That's
Yep.
cool. So the actors. So have you guys done the acting before, other than the Renaissance Fair?
Yeah. A lot.
Okay. All right, did you go to school for acting? Or?
Yeah, I went to school for performance art.
Okay.
Sorry.
So yeah, a lot of theater, some small stuff in TV, and then but actually my background was in film production, and then but what made me really excited to work on this was the kind of the art aspect, because I do freelance illustration just kind of to try and whenever work comes along, a lot more like a different end of the spectrum from Steve's, a lot of like logo design and
More
some like
graphics.
graphic novel
Yeah.
stuff. So it's fun to see all these different people with different styles. But so I love that was a story aspect. But
Yeah, this was my, besides the Ren Fair, this was my really first time acting. But like Steve, I also have a fine arts background, and but with a concentration in printmaking. So, and we're working on our own story as well.
That's cool. So I definitely tell you guys have like a strong art background. Like
Yeah.
people,
yeah, definitely.
So no Andy Warhol type of stuff yet. Like no like.
Well,
While filming somebody sleeping for 2 hours.
No, don't get me started
Quite
about
that
it. Like, media. We had discussion about like certain media art which I don't approve of. But basically, it's gonna it's more story based. I want to start to explore that more. My storytelling and my technical side too, as far as like visual effects and whatnot. And so we're gonna see a lot more scenarios that are gonna let me exercise that. And we're actually working on one this weekend. It's called Wanderlust Ave, and that's another web series we're working on, and that's
You
gonna
got
be
two
more-
going on.
What's that?
You got two going on.
Yeah. And keep busy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be more of like a French New Wave, kind of more of an artistic
Ooh,
side. Like,
sounds exciting.
yeah, if that's your cup of tea,
I like very weird things, so the weirder the better.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
So we talked about some of your background, but the writing. How do you go from being an artist to somebody that writes a screenplay? Like how do you make that shift? Because obviously when you're looking at a framing of a shot, it's still like art. You're still trying to it's still visual, but the writing is something different.
Yeah, absolutely. My family mostly, I came from like a very strong like reading and writing background.
Yeah.
So that definitely has helped me in that realm, and I always had appreciation for it. How I personally got to that point was, I watched so much video, film and TV that like after a while it's like you can start to like predict the scripts, and like what's going to happen, and even just the lines that are going to come out of the actors' mouths. Mm-hmm. So you're like, after a certain point, it's like, okay, why don't I give this a shot, and I'll try it out. And not saying I'm a master by any means, but
well, that's how Marlon Brando started acting. He said, "I'm better than all these people. I can do this myself." And
look at him.
Yeah.
The Godfather.
Oh, by the end of his career, he was so fat that he refused to wear pants on set, so nobody would shoot below his waist.
What was the movie with Edward Norton and De Niro? That The Score.
Okay.
Yeah, and Marlon Brando's in that. It's like one of his last performances.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's just a guy. Very, very interesting person. When his son killed somebody in a car wreck or something like that, he was called to testify for his son, and like everybody say it's his greatest acting performance ever.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, he actually got his son got like biter, like
got all reduced and whatnot. Yeah,
based on his father's performance. But that's interesting about Marlon Brando. But anyways, enough tangent.
Yeah.
So what's your shooting schedule like? Since obviously you guys are all over the state, or I mean, you're in one place and everybody else is in another place. So how does that work? Other than just weekends?
Yeah,
very
mostly,
efficiently.
Yeah. That's what I've heard.
I was very surprised.
Yeah, and the weekends mostly our producer sets it up, and we show up. We have a read through at one point, and then when we shoot, we try to do it as efficiently and of quality as well. And basically we'll set up a few cameras, run through the scenes, and I don't know. I mean,
it only took us 2 days to finish shooting to get all of the shots we needed.
So you shot a whole web series in 2 days?
Well, we shot the first part of the web series. Yeah.
All right. If you did a whole series in 2 days, it's
I mean, we were already at like.
Oh yeah.
So do you edit the series yourself, or?
I do. Yeah.
So what do you use?
I just switched to Premiere Pro. We were just talking about this actually, and.
Is Premiere Adobe or?
Yeah, it's Adobe Premiere Pro. It's the CC. It's the brand new one.
Yeah, the Creative Cloud.
Yep. I was taught on Final Cut 7, and that was like my go-to.
Yeah.
And Final Cut 10 came out, and I was like, I'm never using this ever, and then...
People criticize Final Cut, and I'm actually a big Final Cut person.
I am too,
But the Final Cut 10, the thing about Final Cut 10 is that it's so accessible because it's only $300 opposed to paying over $1,000.
Absolutely.
It's really going to give professional quality tools. And I'll have Apple's Pro End software like Aperture, and I forgot their sound recording one. It's all that same price. Soundtrack, yeah. It's all that same price. So it's not the same, and I know there's a lot of problems converting projects and stuff like that.
Sure.
But it's still, it's kind of cool that it's opened a lot of people to editing stuff.
Sure. It turned more of to a prosumer product, and which is okay, and I totally agree. It's totally democratizing the video aspect, editing aspect.
Yeah.
But it's just like that interface I just was not ready to use, and I feel like if we were all using touch screens, it would be perfect. Yeah. It's just not there yet.
Yeah, so. It's kind of ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
It's interesting that blending of technology is just becoming like you have like you don't like you just have this. Used to have like two lines. Like Apple used to do the professional line and the consumer line. Yep. And then you can see with their laptops how they only have the MacBook Pro, how it just kind of merged into one.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
And that's I mean, there's a lot to that. The cost technology's gone down. The needs of the home user have caught up to the needs of professional users and stuff like that. So it's interesting. And obviously somebody with a web series, you've benefited greatly by having cheap access to technology.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, yep.
So how are you liking the cloud? How are you liking using the cloud?
I'm a fan of it. It's definitely taking some getting used to, for sure. From coming from Final Cut 7 to this,
Yeah.
but the dynamic linking, which it does, is amazing. So like I'm doing anything in After Effects, it automatically updates. And
So do you save into the cloud and access it whatever computer?
it doesn't even have, you just gotta save it, and like say I'm doing something in After Effects, I save it there, it automatically renders and comes up in your Premiere Pro. So yeah, it's making a lot of things a lot easier.
Everything's in one place, right?
Yep.
So that's good. I like Adobe. Actually, before where my current job, my previous place, I was kind of the director of IT there, and we have a lot of graphic designers, a video editor, package designers, and we all got them on the cloud. And actually, it's such a collaborative environment because you just put stuff in and grab stuff from other people.
Absolutely.
It works perfectly.
It's great. Yeah.
So it's great.
Sure.
But, we're probably boring people who don't care about technology. But let's take a break, take a few minute break, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about some non-technical stuff. All right, so we're back. We're gonna show our. I guess we're not. So my next question, I guess, with you guys is let's talk about your influences. Like, what filmmakers or actors or artists did really kind of inspire like your medium? Like how do you decide? Like, man, or how do you decide? How do you guys pull like inspiration and how does it reflect into your work?
Well, I know it depends what kind of phase I'm in.
Yeah.
Like I go through phases of like different kinds of art or different type of genres or whatnot. But like I have some go-to. As far as like filmmakers, it's like Kubrick and Tarantino and Scorsese and like those kind of filmmakers, which I love, and then artists too. There's Matthew Barney. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
I have not.
He started as like a sculptor, media artist, and now he makes films and stuff.
That's
and
cool.
So yeah, it's really just about what I'm feeling at that time, and then I kind of draw influence. I have a lot of people I look up to.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I was pretty much raised on older films, so I'm gonna have to say for actresses, for me, it would definitely be like Katharine Hepburn, Audrey Hepburn, Lucille Ball was like a huge influence on me. I mean, yeah. But just mostly older actresses.
That's cool.
Yeah. I guess.
I mean, it's interesting. You mentioned Katharine Hepburn. Spencer Tracy is my grandmother's cousin, so it's like it's kind of funny.
He's phenomenal.
He's a great guy, I guess. I mean, he died before my father was like 7 years old, but
him personally, but yes, he's an amazing actor.
yes. So
what's one of your favorite films? Spencer Tracy.
Mad World of his. But it's a great film of his. I don't know. Favorite films, I guess, would be Citizen Kane. I know it's tacky to say that, but The Battle of Algiers is great. Akira Kurosawa, I can just watch anything he does.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on Kurosawa.
I'm a big collector of films. Like I like buying films and stuff like that. So like
all the Criterion.
Yeah, every time they have a 50% off sale, I spend hundreds of dollars each year. So what are your influences?
Oh, in let's see, acting or in I mean just film in general. That's tough. That's just such a tough question to kind of hone in on. I mean, I pretty much will love anything thriller wise, but at the same time, recently now so into Christopher Guest stuff and just complete improv stuff. So it really it really just depends, I guess, on the mood, what you can be looking for. But yeah.
Do you know Christopher Guest? He is a lord, but when his father died, he sat in the House of Lords in Britain because his father is the ambassador to America. And Christopher Guest is from New York City, but he's actually British. But so he was leading peerage reform, which is basically this upper body of Parliament in England was all hereditary. So he was trying to reform it, and they reformed it in such a manner where the Prime Minister picks everybody who's in there, he got thrown out and then became like a vocal supporter of changing it again to democratize it. So like he was actually very active in British politics, even though he's a New Yorker. It's odd.
Yeah, I didn't know
That's so interesting.
that. Yeah.
I have a weird collection of knowledge, so
That's great.
Knowledge is pretty weird.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing.
not really. It's Asperger's syndrome.
Potato.
Yes. So, what are your influences now, Dan?
I am a huge lover of Kurosawa films.
Awesome.
Got Ron, one of my favorites. Seven Samurai. Big fan of just Toshiro Mifu as an actor.
Yeah, he's great.
Yojimbo is one of my
great
favorite
movie.
movies. And when they started putting the little bits of colorization in Sanjuro,
Yeah.
that was just incredible. Kind of almost along the lines of the explosion of color that was in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. And, what's the Kurosawa film that's based on King Lear that has all the color in it?
Is
I
that
can look
Hidden
this up.
Fortress?
Second,
That's Hidden Fortress.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think that's Hidden
No,
Fortress.
Hidden Fortress is the one that's like Star Wars.
I remember watching it.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Ron is the...
I'm not allowed to look down because I'm going bald. I'm getting things that people are telling me not to look down, so I'm gonna look up and do this. Hold on, but yeah, Hidden Fortress was a major influence on Star Wars. It's like it feels like very Star. If you know that when you watch it, and then
Well, what was it? The creation of R2-D2 and C-3PO were based off of the characters from Hidden Fortress.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
The comical relief.
Yep.
Hold on,
Two travelers or whatever.
Yeah.
And C-3PO is based off the robot in Metropolis, which was Hitler's favorite film,
Yeah.
and a weird anime that came out later.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to find this. So, hold on, give me 1 second. This is gonna kill me if I can't think of this.
I remember some of those other ones.
So, do you watch a lot of? I'll look this up at the next break in like 10 minutes. So, do you watch other web series to kind of for influence?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
have you seen like The Guild or anything like that?
No, I haven't. I'm like,
Guild is, yeah.
I'm just starting to get into the web series side. You know, I never
Yeah.
really realized how much was out there. You know, and doing the Kickstarter is just, you know, going through that, you find a lot of films. Like,
Are you still kickstarting right now? Or?
yeah, we are. I think we got like 5 more days, but I don't see that passing. So,
You know,
yeah.
you can do stuff like Indiegogo and keep it, or you just do more modest Kickstarters. You
Yeah,
can always,
exactly,
You just
yeah.
keep adding prizes and stuff like that for people.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna redo ours with the episode we just shot and finished. So
Technically, I can't tell people where to access your Kickstarter, but when it's on YouTube, I'll put a link on the notes.
awesome.
So,
Yep.
so everybody, watch it on YouTube. You'll see what we're talking about now. We're not actually promoting anything. We're talking about potential future promotion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
All right. But anyways, so to not get too personal, but how are you financing this? Are you just all self-finance, or do you have financial backers?
Pretty much, it's like I'm not paying them yet. You know, I want to. Like, I would love to pay everyone. Yeah. But we're right now we're kind of trading with they're getting real pieces. I'm getting portfolio pieces. And we're kind of just building off of that. And the idea is that we'll use that to help fund the future ones where we can actually pay them and finance it. But otherwise, we're using all our resources that we have available to us. So venues and friends of friends. We use a bar called Tommy's Bar, and that was through a friend. It just happened to work out. So some
Yeah.
luck. Yep.
Well, it's all just been connections and stuff. And honestly, we're getting paid in good times and great conversation and
new
new
friends.
friends.
Is anybody SAG here?
Nope.
I have a friend who's like a
Let's move on
professional
to
extra,
Yeah.
and he finally got his first.
His first yellow.
Yes, and he missed the second one. He had to do. He missed the return to the phone call, so he was very upset about
I
it.
did,
bummer.
in LA.
Yeah.
That was the big deal. When you got that first, if you could get it, And I remember booking my first stand-in one. I'm like, I hope it's a union voucher, and it wasn't, but it was really good pay.
So you were in LA for a while, or
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so how's LA like? As an actor, I guess, right?
Yes, it was interesting. I got to do a play, which was a lot of fun. Kind of, it was more interesting with the people you were working with, because like people would book something huge and then they would just leave the project. They would just flat out run and go, and you'd never see them again. Or people. It was just a very different mentality than here, where people I think have a little bit of a sense of loyalty to each other. I think it's just a different mindset. So while it was interesting, it was fun to be on different lots and just be in a completely different place every day. I kind of had worked through an agency that would just send you out as basically an extra for different shows based on the day. If they booked you,
That's
they'd
what my
look for
friend does out
something.
in New York City. He'll take the train down to New York City.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's not in Union, but it's been twice. He's Moroccan, so they needed for the show Elementary. They needed a Middle Eastern looking actor. So
That's the way. Either that, or like play an instrument, or
Yeah.
have a certain kind of dog or a car, and then you're in. It's like
That's what put in the door.
something that's marketable.
Yeah.
That's slightly different. Yeah.
So that's cool. So have you got any of your vouchers yet, or?
No, which is why I was hoping that we could convince our producing team here that we could do like a SAG New Media, deferred pay, some kind of agreement, because that's the people are like, why are you even bothering doing that? You just have to, make up a web series. Even like the play that I did in LA, they were like, well, we'll pay you based on whatever we make, and then also if I like you at the end, I'll put you in our web series that'll make you SAG eligible, and your fairy tale will come true. So, but yeah, that's what I kept hearing. It was like, just make up a web series. You just fill out a couple forms, and then you just submit it, and you're good. And so if that works, that's great.
Let's do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're the director, right?
Yeah.
You have it.
Yeah, I did look at something to her. I don't know. We'll get into it.
Have you tried calling Bill Murray's 800 number to ask him to be in your?
No, I
series?
haven't. I want to though.
I found it. I was reading. It was in GQ.
Yeah.
And so you
Yeah,
call
I think
it.
it was GQ. Yeah.
It's like something overtly sexual, like sex line, but then it's like leave a message after the beep, and then you leave a message,
Yep.
and then he'll check it at some point.
Yeah.
But it took for what was that movie? Lost in Translation. It took Sofia Coppola to leave 100 messages for him to call her back, and
wow.
that was Sofia Coppola. So,
Yeah, right.
Wow.
I didn't know that, and I love that movie.
Yeah.
Sofia Coppola is awesome too.
It was
Yeah.
great because it was the first movie of what's her face, Scarlett
Scarlett
Johansson.
Yeah. Yep. It was great. You see the new Sofia Coppola, the bling ring.
No.
Yeah.
I heard that was good.
It was
I haven't seen
it was actually pretty good. It was totally a Sofia Coppola movie, but it was good. So. Yep.
That's good. But, Sofia Coppola, I don't know if she's ever going to live down to Godfather 3.
Yeah. Who could? Yeah.
Her cousin's pretty sweet, Nicolas Cage. Like,
They're cousins. I didn't
yeah,
know that.
Nicolas Cage's last name's Coppola, but he changed it because he didn't want to be associated with his
Oh
uncle.
wow! I didn't
He
know.
didn't want to like people. He wanted people to look about his own merits. But now he's
driving angry. That's what
he's so much in debt, and Johnny Depp gave him like $5 million to pay the IRS.
Oh, what? I didn't know. Wow.
Good friend.
There's a webcomic where it's Nicolas Cage and Johnny Depp talking, and it's different characters throughout different movies. So it's like Jack Black, or Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands, or whatever, and a bunch of Nicolas Cage movies. And like it's just frame by frame, and they're having the conversation where he's asking Johnny Depp for the $5 million to pay the IRS. It's kind of funny.
Please. Yeah.
But it's really absurdly random. But we know where I'm gonna go from that.
What is that called? What is that called?
The
The video.
webcomics Hijinks and Sue is from like 2-3 years ago now.
Oh.
So I will find it and post it in the other YouTube show notes.
Okay. Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay,
gotta see
kinda
that.
wanna see that
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's just really funny. He's an interesting guy. But So you have your film, you have your actors. So how are you getting it out there to people to go see it? What are you doing from the promotional end?
Well, we're just about to start that side.
Okay.
Yeah, we just finally got the first episode up on, was it Monday or Sunday? I don't even know. Yeah, this whole
Sunday.
I've been editing this whole month. It's just been a blur, you know. But basically, we're gonna start that side from now. And we're gonna do, you know, like special edition posters. We want to do screenings. We're starting to set up like a screening circuit for Connecticut that we want like filmmakers and, you know, besides us to, you know, submit to. Okay. And we have like 3 locations at the moment and different galleries and stuff throughout Connecticut, and we're just going to kind of do that and, you know, hope to raise some money and just keep on working and, you know. Yeah.
Hopefully you raise some money. But,
yeah.
So have you worked with other filmmakers in Connecticut? Like, have you?
Not like you know, like indie, you know, kids I know and other students.
Kids, you know, it's a great way to describe it. Like, this 15-year-old kid has a Super 8, and he's been filming some stuff, and you know, it's pretty good. I put it on YouTube for him.
Pretty much, yeah, but not like a full scale film production. You know, everything I've done has always been DIY, you know, indie stuff, and it's not that I don't aspire to be that. It's just at the moment, you know, can't do it.
So you don't have this, like, I noticed that, like, there's some actors and actresses, and or I guess actresses is a sexy term. There's actors and directors and producers that they have this like bitter hatred towards like Hollywood and like mainstream. They're like they're, not that their films are this great independent works of art, but they're just like, they just hate it. They're never, the actors are never gonna go for SAG if they're gonna get a role. They're making sure there's no vouchers involved. Like, they just hate it. Like, so you don't have this attitude, right? You don't like.
No, not at all.
Okay.
You know, I'm just happy to be able to tell the story I want to tell and work with great talent and, you know, just continue to do that. And if I could continue to do that, that would be awesome. You know. Yeah. Yep. So.
All right. So I think we're gonna hit another break. I think we have a clip to show of yours, and we have a couple more questions, and maybe we'll get some calls, or maybe Alan will play the PSAs at some point.
The strange PSAs.
We know a lot of things about you. Don't play coy with me. I've got a little story to tell you. It's a story about a very wealthy man. He grew up struggling, working for his mother and brothers, while his father was out in a ditch somewhere. Bogged down by the grind, he retreated into his sketchbook. Excessive drawing in his sketchbook led way to art school. Unable to afford the ridiculous tuition fees, he and his brothers joined the family business, learning the art of the con and forging masterworks.
Who are you?
There's a second man, extremely wealthy, like buy an island, coat it in gold and diamonds kind of wealthy. He decides he wants to diversify his portfolio. He wants to find something that's going to mature fiscally as well as culturally. So, he talks to a friend of a friend, and he acquires some amazing art at a really low price. Almost suspiciously low. But he chalks that up to his stature and connection. Run, if you will, Mr. Whitney. We will find you.
What do you want?
What I'd like is to finish my story.
By all means.
This man takes said acquired art and puts it on display for his guests. Turns out, the curator for the National Art Gallery is there. And he embarrasses this man, and he reveals that 2 replicas have turned up in Dubai and Hong Kong.
Well, it sounds like your boss should have done his homework.
Well, maybe you're right, Colin. This man trusts his ability to read people.
Well, you can't win all, I suppose.
By my count, your cut should have been somewhere in the $7 to $10 million range. You have until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning to return it.
I have no idea what you're talking about, okay? This show is fancy and all, but I have no idea. I don't know anything about art forgery.
Quit
I'm
the
a
games,
gallerist.
Colin. 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And you don't want to be late.
And what if I am?
I think we both know the answer to that. Not even my sweet ass and your guardian angel can help you from the hell that will be unleashed.
Sweet.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tyman on Tap. I think we have a special guest caller or somebody calling in today. Could we transfer it? Hello, you're on Tyman on Tap. Who would I have the pleasure of speaking to?
This is Justin Martell.
So, hi, Justin Martell. If people don't know this, Justin Martell is actually the first person to be interviewed, then call in as a caller on the history of Tyman on Tap.
Are you watching?
Oh, wait, I was the first person ever to be interviewed on Time on Tap?
No, you weren't the first person, unfortunately. You're the first person to ever be interviewed, then call in at a later episode.
Oh, whoa, I see. Okay, I was going to say, I thought I knew the show had been around.
Yeah, the show's been around for like 3 years. But
here I am. Two of my favorite people are on the line. Of course I had to call in.
So, we're promoting...
What are you guys talking about? How did this come to be? Sarah's appearance. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, Justin. I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So what are you guys talking about?
Well, there's a web series that we're talking to. We have the director here. Do you want to say hello to Justin Martell?
Hey, Justin. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, the
really
web series
great.
is called the
Yeah.
Hollow Waltz, and Sarah is an actress or actor in it.
Yeah. Yes, I
I
am.
see. Is this the show that Ian Passarelli was involved in?
Yeah.
You know you.
Well, or
Small world.
Apparently he is.
Yeah.
really is. I see. Okay. Very good. So how did you probably went over all this, so I'm probably asking questions that are now redundant. So how are you involved, Joe?
I am not involved. I'm just a talk show host that's interviewing people.
Well, I'm saying, how'd you get interested?
I have a great production staff that found these lovely people on the internet.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
How intriguing.
It's a
Well,
very...
where can I see the show? You probably went over that too.
We really actually need to go over. So it's going to be. So you have a couple options, Mr. Martell. You can either watch it on YouTube on Joe Tyman.
I'm not talking about your show. I'm talking about the web web series. I want to see the web series.
Oh, the web series. Where can you see the web
Yeah,
series? We
yeah.
actually didn't say that.
Yeah, we have.
Oh.
Well, yeah. So where's your?
Can we
where's,
do our website? Is that okay?
It can say their website.
No, it's just it's all us. So, yeah, you can see the web series and like the teaser trailers and all that stuff. It's euphio.films.com. So yeah, check that out.
Mr. Martell, I will text you that address because it seems like it's
Or we could just watch it together,
Yeah.
Justin.
I see. Well, I hope you'll share it with your
Wait, so you know
with your
Ian?
listeners.
Oh, well,
So,
Justin, you have a question. The director wants to know if you you know Ian.
if I know Ian, yes.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I believe I acted with Ian in some shows for East Hampton Community Theater.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it was Oliver and Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh yeah.
He,
I
of
saw
course,
that.
was much more talented than I, and of course, much more better looking.
He's a great actor.
Justin, you're a handsome man, so I can only imagine how
so I
attractive
was
this
very jealous of Ian. No, but I haven't seen him in a while. And then I think later we worked together at the Goodspeed Opera House
Okay.
when we were both in high school, I believe.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
that's how I know Ian.
Well, I went to
But,
East Hampton too.
So I'm sorry, Joe. So what? Now this web series, what's it about? What do you know, Joe?
I think the director would probably be a better person to answer that.
Okay. Now, how close is he to the phone? Because I can't really hear your guests too well.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
It's this thing that...
Hello. Is that better? Hello. Okay.
Well,
Yeah. So it's a it's a series about an art forger, and it's like a crime caper, and it takes place in a city that's a mix between Hartford and Boston and Sin City, if you will.
it's a fictional city.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And you're shooting in Hartford, or where are you?
All around New England. We're gonna have some destinations that we're gonna hit up probably for the next ones, and after that we're just gonna wherever we can shoot. So around Connecticut.
I see. Now, do you have any? And I assume it's an independent production.
Yep.
Now, do you have any support from any like the Connecticut Film Commission? Or
No,
anything
not at the
like
moment.
That?
We're pretty much at the beginning of like everything, and we're definitely looking into getting more legitimate. And so, if you have any suggestions, please feel free to email me and stuff. And we're looking for actors
now,
too.
Are you as far as did you do anything like any crowdsourcing campaigns or anything for funding?
Yeah, we're working on a Kickstarter, but I don't think we're gonna make that goal. So we're gonna do another one.
Yeah, well, they're tough, and it's tough when you do that because you put yourself out there.
Yep.
And it really comes down to who you can get it in front of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if the idea is great, if you can't get it in front of enough sets of eyeballs, it's tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the show, especially because Sarah is on it. So that's the.
I know, our leading actress.
That's definitely the reason I will
Thanks,
watch,
dear.
and I'm sure the reason other people will watch.
Yep, absolutely. That's why we cast her.
What?
No, just kidding.
It wasn't my talent.
Yeah.
Charisma? Nothing.
It
no.
was. It's a joke.
It's fine.
Well, Mr. Bartell, thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me. And Tyman on Tap's my favorite show.
And where can we find the Quay next?
Oh, you can see the edition of the Quay. Will be opening for Ultra Bunny at Cafe 9 on March 13th in New Haven.
All right, sounds great. Thanks for calling in, Justin.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right, so that was we got actually a call. That was pretty cool. So
Small world.
Small world.
Yep.
So sorry. So we have like 7 minutes. So or 6 minutes. 6 minutes. So I don't know. So somebody that's on the fence about watching this web series, what do you want to tell them to make like this is like the best thing ever? Like this is like going out to the movie theater, not worth it. This free web series is better. Like how?
Well, what does the cast think? What would they say?
The story world is really fun and authentic because being built by artists, by visual artists. I mean, even just being in the galleries and being around amazing looking art. Like even while I'm just sitting there waiting to shoot a scene, I'm looking at this gorgeous painting forever, and it's really fun. It just adds such an authenticity to it. Aside from art forgery being really exciting, and so anyway, that'd be the angle I'd go with.
I think I would tell people that if you're looking for a series about hard-nosed cops, art forging, dames, guns, car chases, come to the Hollow Waltz.
Yeah.
All the good stuff.
And my butt, that's in it too. So there you go.
And it is sweet.
And it
And
is.
it is sweet.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm gonna. They said it all. I really can't say anything besides that.
So do you have a knowledge of art forging? Like not like a professional knowledge, but you have a knowledge of the history of art forging, or?
Yeah. So I've definitely done my research.
All right. So is the Mona Lisa forged?
I would say. I mean, no.
It disappeared for like a good chunk of time, and nobody knew where it was.
Yeah, no,
and then all of a sudden it shows up again.
Yeah, and then we're talking about like that goes along with like all the World War II art that was stolen by the Nazis and whatnot. But it's possible. But the cracks, like the dried oil cracks, they do look pretty authentic from what I can tell. But I've never seen it.
Have you seen it? No.
It's small.
It's so small.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, honestly, I was like, what? Oh my god. I thought it was going to be huge. For some reason, it was just in my mind. But no, Mona Lisa's little
People-
A little
small.
underwhelming then?
Yeah.
A bunch of people I've talked to that seen it are so underwhelmed by it because you live your whole life thinking this is amazing artwork, and then you see it you're like, what?
Yeah.
I think it has to be the side of the building. It's that
It's
big
still,
of a deal.
I mean,
It's
it's
shown
still
in books
catches
of
me.
like 14 by 12. It's like, oh.
Yeah. We're definitely gonna for
What
the
was she
upcoming
thinking?
ones. We're gonna be pulling from a bunch of different kinds of heists, real life heists that we're gonna base it on.
So you know a decent amount about the Mona Lisa heist that actually.
No, I don't actually. I didn't read up on that one. I was
That's
more
interesting.
like on Isabella Gardner, Stuart Gardner Museum. I was that and no, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah, it was
interesting.
like in the 1910s or something like that.
Oh,
It was,
okay.
stolen before
That's
World War
awesome.
I.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like the reason people think it's forged is because that
because it
France went,
disappeared for a little while.
Yeah, it disappeared. Nobody
Yeah.
knew how they found it, but there was a problem in France where people like the country went like into a state of depression, like they were
Yeah.
sad, and
Okay.
like so then like to combat that, it shows up. So that's why they
Sure, yeah.
And there's also because if you look at replicas of that his contemporaries made of it, there are these two pillars that are on the side of it,
yeah.
and the pillars aren't there on the painting. In the historic pictures of it, you can't really see the pillars because the pillars were supposedly wrapped around the frame. But now the pillars just aren't there because the painting kind of ends. So
really?
It's weird, which could just mean that it was cut at some point. Or
Yeah,
something.
which is another thing too. It's like, and I don't know. I'm really excited to shoot those scenes though, like because I don't know. I'm always a fan of caper films, heist films, and if I can make my own kind of art heist going on, that would be awesome. Yep.
Hey, art theft is a huge thing.
Yep.
It's like drugs, counterfeit money, and then art. It's like
Yeah,
the 3 major crimes.
And they use it as currency. It's like, hey, I'm not going to carry this, 20-pound bag full of cash.
Well, if this acting thing doesn't work out, now we know.
We're researching a backup.
Drugs. All right, Dad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have a couple more minutes. So let's just go over where they can find you.
Okay.
How much time do we have, Alan? Okay. So.
If you go to our Facebook, it's facebook.com, Euphio Films, and also euphio.films.com, and basically that will direct you everywhere. So that's all that's all you need. Yep.
That's great. So we'll put that up somewhere when it's in editing. So the people that actually are seeing this on the second playthrough will not even know what I'm talking about. They'll be like, why? It's already up there. What are you talking about? The beauty of editing and the horrors of live television. All right. So thanks, guys. Thanks for coming on. I hope you guys do well with your next Kickstarter. And
thank you.
Look forward to seeing your stuff. I'll check it out tonight.
Awesome.
And so hopefully you guys have a great premiere of it when you actually premiere it.
Thanks. We'll
Thank
be in
you.
touch.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
nice
this is
being on
great.
here as well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
you.
Yep. And all the continued support. Yep.
I'll continue to support.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Hopefully. And whatever resources I can provide, I'll provide them. But
Sure.
I don't know what you can do.
No problem. No,
If you want to show it on television, I'm sure that we could show film festival stuff on television on PAA, right? So yeah, if you ever needed a television station for whatever reason to show it, you can put.
Sure.
Sure.
Awesome.
All right, we're going to leave it. Thanks for
Great.
watching.
Thank you.
Have a good night, guys. See you later.
Thanks.